Hello my friends, and welcome to another exciting video with Fix This House. Today we're going to be installing some lights in the ceiling. The LEDs, they're Canless, and they are going to increase the light in this room. Now it's daytime, so with the big window there's plenty of light, but come nighttime it gets really dark and dismal in here because we have no ceiling light. Let me give you a quick survey of the room and you'll see where we're going to be doing this work. Alright, so there's the big front window, as I said. So we got plenty of light in here. And we've been doing some painting and some other renovations. But there are no lights in this ceiling. So unless you have floor lamps, you're really left in the dark. It's a big mirror that hangs on that wall. We took it down for painting. So this is a pretty big living area and it's just too dark. So we are going to put 9 LED spots in this ceiling. And I'm going to show you how to do that today because this might be a good DIY project for your living space as well. Alright, so out here on the table I have laid out everything we're going to need. My tools, my wires, some electrical equipment, a drill, a 6 1/8 inch hole saw, and our first step is to decide the product that we're going to use. So let me talk to you about what I've decided to go with. And I've decided to go with a name brand product, Halo, and I bought these at Lowe's and they are a 6-inch thin, real thin pancake style LED light. It's got the control box separate. And what's nice about these is because they are so thin, you can mount them anywhere on any ceiling, even if there is there's a joist or stud in the way. They're so thin that it doesn't matter, and that is a real advantage. Another thing about these that I'm really happy about is the option for 5. There's 5 different. And you got a selector on each control box, 5 different lighting brightnesses, a warm setting, all the way up to a really bright, cool white setting. Another thing about these that I'm happy about is that they're dimmable. You can put them on a dimmer. And I just wanted to go with a product that was a name brand that I recognize and trust. You can get them cheaper on Amazon, but I'm sometimes skeptical of the quality with those. So that's the wide product that we came with, and plus the 6-pack came with a free hat, which I'm wearing today. Now we're gonna do 9 lights, so I got the 6-pack and then 3 singles. And that's what we're gonna go with, so that's my choice today. Let's talk next about the second step, and that's to determine in advance where you're going to get your power to supply electricity to your lights. And let me tell you what I'm going to do. Right here I have a 3-gang box with 3 switches. The one I've removed. I'll give you a little closer look at that. Okay, so this one operates a light in the hallway, right there. This second one, this light over the stairwell, right there. And the third one, which I've removed, used to control a receptacle. And it was over in that corner. Probably can see that over there. So you could walk up the stairs, turn that on, and have like a floor lamp plugged into it, and it would come on. But that was kind of inconvenient, and I eliminated that. The receptacle is hot always. And I'm going to put my switch right here for the lights that we're going to install. In this box I've got a ground, I've got a neutral, and I got power that I can put on a switch right here. So basically what I'm going to have to do is fish a wire from that junction box up into the ceiling, into the attic. I got attic space up there, and over to our first light, which is going to be right there. So if you're not familiar with electricity or how to do this kind of work, you're probably going to get somebody to help you. But you need to plan out in advance what you're going to do to supply power to your lights. And that's my plan. I won't be able to show you all of that, but that's how we're going to approach it. Your next step is to lay out the room. And I'm going to show you on paper how I did it. Lay out the lights on your ceiling. And hopefully you'll be able to see this okay. So here's the wall with the window. And what I've decided is I'm going with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lights. And the space between all of the lights in every direction is going to be 48 inches. And we got an 8-foot ceiling. And that's going to work pretty good to give us good lighting and good coverage in this area. So the distance between every light in any direction, well, that is up and, not diagonally, is 48 inches. So it's very symmetrical. Now, this, starting at the wall with the window, I measure 40 inches to the first light, add 48, and you get to 88. And add another 48 and 136. So coming off the wall where we have the window, 40, 88, and 136. Now coming off the wall where we have the mirror, we start, this row is going to be at 32 inches off that wall. So 32 we measure, add 48 to get to 80, add 48 to 128. So with that and a helper, I was able to mark out the ceiling exactly where I want it, and I'm going to show you that next. Alright, hopefully this section will make sense to you. So I used the blue painter's tape and put that on the ceiling, and what's nice about the tape is you can remove this and move it around and it won't wreck your paint or anything like that. You can also write on it. So we did all of our measuring, and then I was able to put an X on the tape right where I'm going to have as the center of the fixture. I would then take a drill and go right up. So I've marked where the center of the first light is going to go. I can get rid of the tape because I don't need that anymore. So we had the whole thing laid out like that with 9 pieces of blue tape. And the final thing that I'll say in regards to laying out your room is, yes, measuring is good, but you also have to use common sense and just look at it from different places in the room to see if they look straight. Sometimes walls aren't straight. You can measure and still be off. Just look around with your blue tape on the ceiling, look at your pattern, see if it's good, see if you're happy with it, and then you'll be able to place your light fixtures without regret. All right, so that's how we've laid out the ceiling. I've drilled my holes, and now we're ready to move on to the installation. All right, we're going to cut our holes with this hole saw. It's 6 1/8 inches in diameter, and I bought it on Amazon. I recommend you do that. It was only like 17 bucks. I was at Lowe's and Home Depot and then went $50 for a 6-inch hole saw. It's just too much money. And we're only cutting through sheetrock. It's not that big a deal. And you don't want 6 inches, you want 6 1/8. But you got to read the instructions that come with your light kit to make sure you get the hole the right size. So we're going to put that on the end of the drill and cut our holes. Alright, so here's our hole saw. My cameraman just said the lighting in here is bad. I said that's the point of this whole project. So I'm going to put it on slow speed. Wear safety glasses. Have a drop cloth down. That's it. There it is. A little dusty, but there's our first hole. 8 more to go. Okay, we've cut our holes, and I think this will give you a little better view of our layout because you can see them quite well now. So we have the 3 going down the middle, centered above the window. Another row of 3 right here. and then the final row of 3 right here. So the symmetry is right on the money. I'm very happy with how that is going to look. And now we're going to get out our wire and run some wire. Okay, so a little update. I've got all my wires run. I was able to tie into this box as I was telling you. So this first switch will be for our lights. And I have the option to switch that out for a dimmer at some point. So it goes up and into the attic, and we come out right here. So now I have all my wires just looped together from one hole to the next. So everything is laid out, and I can do the rest of the work from down here below. I don't have to be up in the attic. Had to go up a couple of times just to fish some wires around, but we're good to go now. I can do the rest from down here. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to go about connecting these and hooking up the lights. Alright, so let's talk about connecting these wires to the power box that's supplied with the light. So the first thing, I'm going to do a little bit different, but I'm going to show you what they recommend. First of all, you can untwist this guy and separate the light. So all we have is the junction box. Alright, so this junction box opens up. Open up the cover. And you can pull out the wires. Now they got these push connectors already on the wires. I hate these. But they are easy to use, because all you would have to do is take your wires, match them up color to color, and push them in there like that. It's really easy. These little black things are the connectors to bring wire into the box, and I don't want to use these either. This would just be a matter of pressing it in, and they grab it for you like that. I hate these. I'm not going to use these. What I want you to see is on the end of the box they have these 1/2-inch knockouts, and I'm going to remove one like that, and I'm going to use one of these set screw lock nut type connectors, and I'm going to bring my wires into the box with this. I guess I'm kind of old school, and that's just how I feel more comfortable doing this job. And I don't want to use these connectors. And so I'm going to bring my wires into the box like this through this connector. And you can then screw these down to secure it. Alright, so once I've got my wires in the box, I'm going to splice the wires together, and I'm going to use wire nuts. I don't want to use these connectors. I don't really like them. I'm just going to cut that off and strip these back just like that. Again, they're convenient. You can use them. I just don't feel confident with them. So now I'm going to get some wire nuts and connect my wires that way. White to white, black to black, ground to ground. And I'm just going to feel a lot more confident about that. But that's me. And I wanted to show you on the table how I was going to do it. Now I'll get up on the ladder, and at each of our 9 locations I'm going to connect them, my wires. So that'll take me a little bit of time, but shouldn't be too bad. Alright, so I wanted to show you how I'm going about the wiring. So I've got both wire, one coming in, the one going out. I used a Romex connector up the top instead of the plastic connectors that come with it. I'm using wire nuts, and I've got a nice compact and clean setup in there, as you can see it. So now I can just close the junction box. We're ready to push this up into the ceiling, connect the the lens, the LED, to this, and this one will be good to go. I like to use a lot of slack so that if you need to tack things up in the attic or whatever, you've got enough wire to do that. And I think that's all we need to do, and we got a few more to go, and then this project will be complete. So now that we've made our connections in the box, we need to connect the LED, and that's not too hard. They fit together. You screw that down, and now we're ready to push this up into the ceiling. Make sure you've chosen the level of light that you want to go with. And this is held in place by spring-loaded clips. Bend this guy back, and that will hold it right up to the ceiling, just like that. All right, the job's done. And those 9 lights are on their lowest setting, their dimmest setting, and it's so plenty bright in here. I don't know how well it's showing up on the camera, but it's nice in here. I think I definitely will switch out this toggle switch for a dimmer, so you have a little more control over the level of lighting, but it's pretty nice. Yeah, real nice. It turned out great. It wasn't a hard job, and hopefully the things that I shared with you, though not complete in every detail, gives you some tips and tricks and encouragement to do a job like this yourself. It really wasn't that hard. I enjoyed it, and I am very, very happy with the result. So, signing off for Fix This House. Thanks for watching. Your comments and questions in the discussion below are, of course, always appreciated. And I'll look forward to seeing all of you again on our next video. Bye-bye.